Here at the Hirsch Recreation Center sits one of Cincinnati's most historic memorials. This memorial was created to memorialize the center figure here, which was Louis Shropshire. Louis Shropshire was a huge community member in Avondale, which is why an Avondale Community City Council member asked for this memorial to be created. This mural was designed and created by Tylen Sawyer, who has been known to make many African American history murals across the United States. This mural, as you can see, has so many key elements that really tie it together. The rays that are coming forth the figures offer that real angelic feeling, with the white doves flying by, and then the musical notes. Below you can see this banner, "We Shall Overcome," which is a huge tie-in to the main reason that Shropshire is being memorialized. Another few reasons that Shropshire is being memorialized is that she had 50 foster kids in Avondale, as well as being a prominent member in the church, knowing Martin Luther King. Her husband even owned a bail bond service here in Avondale that would have provided support to protesters that were arrested during the civil rights. The audience for this piece, as you can see through the snow tracks around us, it's a heavily trafficked area, so the primary audience for this piece would be the community of Avondale, memorializing this huge figure in their historic past. The secondary audience for this piece could be any civil rights enthusiast, as well as just anybody walking by to see this. That's the beauty of this mural, is that it provides so much hope. It allows the audience to see themselves. Louis Shropshire is the only known person in this memorial. All the other pieces are just supposed to be faces that you can see yourself as in Avondale. This is a beautiful mural, and it definitely stands the test of time. As you can see, the people that are being shown here are about 20 feet tall themselves, maybe 30 feet in some sense, with a huge background. This memorial, this mural of a memorial is huge. As you can see, the grand scope. I mean, anybody driving north down Reading Road would surely have their day lifted by seeing this mural. It really does take your breath away. Some key things to note here in the mural would be the music notes, for one, due to Shropshire's heavily involvement with music in the church. Then you would see the turtle doves kind of bringing that more innocence. Shropshire herself has a halo around her head, dressed in all white, easily having your eyes drawn to that, while having a very deep red, really warm feeling in, kind of projecting out onto the community.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Lord,
The music you are currently listening to is the civil rights anthem, "We Shall Overcome." This music would not be here without Louise Shropshire. The story goes that Martin Luther King Jr. asked her if he could base the anthem off her hymnal, "If My Jesus Wills It," although she would not be given any credit for this until years after her death.
This mural is painted on the Hirsch Recreational Center. On the back of the Hirsch Recreational Center here is actually a small church. So really, this is the side of a church. The location of this is so important because this really is in the heart of Avondale. Surrounding, there's playgrounds where children could play, as well as small buildings that look like they might be linked to the church. Really being in the heart of this community is so great because it really lets Avondale showcase their history for everyone to see. I asked a worker of the recreation center here if I could get their thoughts on the mural. They declined the interview, saying that they didn't know much about the mural or why it was there. I went into detail explaining the story, and upon explaining the story, they seemed to lighten up and be so surprised that this type of history was in their backyard under their noses without knowing. So that just goes to show you that a great part of this audience is unknown to the story of Louis Shropshire. They probably have no idea who this piece is even memorializing, maybe just thinking it's some nice words of "we shall overcome." So that just shows you that you can pull so much from this piece without even knowing the history behind it.
In my